Fallout New Vegas is an open-world game, and with open world comes different factions, and FNV has a lot of them. Some have smaller roles in the world, while some have a bigger impact. But one thing every one of these factions have is unique clothing. Today we are rating the clothing of every single faction in the game in a tier list. The tier list begins with Da Drip, which indicates the most stylish clothing in the game, while tier list ends with Just Wear a Dustbin Instead, which indicates the absolute worst designs in the game. Before starting, keep in mind that this is all my opinion. If you have different takes than mine, then please let me know. With all that being said, let's get started. First, we have the Crimson Caravan Company. Direct answer, their cloths are nothing special. These are just plain traveling cloths. The only unique thing about their cloths are for the male caravanners. They have these scarves, which look pretty decent, and for the females, these white dresses, which look fine. Their boss does rock a suit, but considering she's not even a part of the caravanners, I will exclude her. So what that means for the tier list then? Well, it's not totally bad, so I'm gonna put them in, at least they tried. Next up are the Vipers. They mostly like wearing metal armors, although a lot of their armor can be seen one normal guards too. I think the only armor that immediately reminds me of them is the metal spike armor, and I have to say this armor suit them a lot. These spikes near the shoulder and these tubes that go through the armor definitely give the armor a unique look. I'm gonna put it in the that's pretty good section. Don't get me started on the White Glove Society. Whenever I see one of these people, my blood keeps boiling. The sole reason for that are the masks. They can wear the best out of the best cloths, but if they wear those masks, then it makes them look like demons. I actually really like the gowns the female employees wear and the suits wore mine. The males are also pretty neat. But again, those damn masks make them look like demons. I can't give it higher than Just Wear a Dustbin Instead. Next we have the Fiends. The Fiends might be an underdeveloped faction in the game, but I don't think their clothing reflects that. I really like that most of their clothing are made of either leather or various trash items. This guy literally has a welding mask as a hand brace. I also like their masks. Some of them has extra decorations on them. All in all, I like their clothing and think it fit them really well. This is going to the A tier. The Powder Gangers, I don't really have much to say. They wear plain prison cloths, and how interesting can you make them? Yes, the blue color is nice, but blue color is always nice. Some of them don't even have anything on, which makes things even worse. Still, I think it's not all bad, especially not as bad as White Glove Society. So I'm gonna put them in, at least they tried. Next up are the Chairmen, employees of the Tops Casino and Hotel. I like their slick white suits. Yes, they are a bit dirty, but it's the post-apocalypse, so it's expected. And don't even get me started on Benny's suit. This specimen of a suit is impeccable and deserving of the S tier alone, but we are not judging unique NPCs here. We are judging the overall style. I will put them in the A tier. To be fair, I don't have any idea why the Mojave Express is listed as a faction in the wiki. We literally see 5 or 6 NPCs in the whole game belonging to it, and most of them are named NPCs. The only Mojave Express courier I can find is this dead courier in front of Jonathan Nash's house, and he just wears a generic caravaner clothing. I should not be ranking them, but I've already included them, so I'm just gonna put them in Just Wear a Dustbin Instead. Next, we have the Gun Runners, and again, the same question rises. This is not really a faction. There is 1 robot and 4 employees and several guards. The robot and the guards don't count, so the only clothing to judge are of the employees, and these look pretty bad. These are just plain white t-shirts and tank tops with track pants. F tier. Jacobstown is also one of these bad ones. Super mutants and nightkins inhabit this place. The super mutant armors are actually pretty interesting looking. They have their whole armor made up of scrapped metal items, leather, tires, etc. Now you might be thinking that's a good thing, but the problem is, this is the same as the normal super mutant armors. Considering the fact that these super mutants want to live in peace far from the wasteland, it kind of surprises me that they always walk around in armors instead of any comfortable clothing. The other inhabitants of Jacobstown are nightkins, and don't even get me started on this. They literally walk around in half pants. Another F tier, unfortunately. Ooh, we have the big boy now. All of the clothing from the Brotherhood I really like. First, we have the iconic power armors with their bulky body and detailed helmets. The helmets specially look absolutely fantastic. Then we have the Brotherhood Initiate armors. These are one of my favorite armors in the game. Something about their slick metallic plates along with the black cloth parts make this armor a joy to look at. Then we have the scribe outfits, which are also very unique looking and fit the NPCs very well. Overall, all the armors and clothing of the Brotherhood are great, and this is the first S tier of this list. Novac is an interesting one. Almost all the NPCs in this town are named characters, which means I can't include them. Fortunately, or rather unfortunately, we have the Novac settlers who have clothing that look like absolute garbage. I'm not even joking. Just wear a dustbin instead. It has more style than these slop-looking cloths. Next, we have the followers of the apocalypse. The normal doctor outfits are plain boring. What did you expect? Nothing much to say, really. I do have a bias towards lab coats, so I'm not giving it F tier that just because my personal preference. I have a confession to make. Before making this video, I didn't have any idea that the Omertas and the chairman had the same suits. Now that means the Omertas should be the same tier as the chairman, right? What I did not forget is the Omertas have strippers, and I don't really have to say how stylish a stripper outfit is. The literal reason they wear these cloths is to attract as much people as possible. So surprisingly, the Omertas become the second S tier of this video. Next, we have the Jackals. Next are the Great Khans. The Great Khans were always a faction that fascinated me. You don't see factions like these in any other game. And the same fascination continues for their clothing. I just feel like Obsidian tried to make their cloths as menacing as possible. The flame at the front of the jackets, the menacing logo at the back, the padded pants, the whole black color, all of it is just works. The clothing for the women are just as menacing as the males. Also, I know named NPCs don't count, but just look at Papa Khan's helmet. It's just so unique. Easy S tier for me. Ah, the Caesar's Legion. I don't like their outfits. I think grown man running around in skirts is hilarious. I know someone will say, but Aricio, this is the best design ever for this and this reason, but I don't care. F tier. Next, we have Primm residents. Guess what? They have the same shitty looking cloths as the Novac settlers. At least these guys have variations of shitty cloths, but I am going to make an exception here. Yes, I am going to include Primm Slim. This robot is the walking talking drip machine. If I don't include him, then this video will not be whole. Just look at those shoes. Those shoes alone carry 2,000 drip points. S tier. I like the NCR armors. The normal soldier outfits have these leather plates with the logo in front, which looks pretty good. It also contains usual military items like satchels and water bottle, which is very practical too. I also like that they didn't go for army green or gray color for their outfits, which give them a unique look. Then we have the ranger outfits. These look detailed and the bulky armor pieces stick out. The heavy trooper armors look also cool, which is just a smaller version of the T-45 armor, but the logo and the red stripes on the armor give it a unique look. Overall, I think the NCR armors are pretty cool, especially the ranger and heavy trooper ones. A deserved S tier. The Bright Brotherhood is one of the more unique factions, or should I say cults. The Bright Brotherhood robes are just the Brotherhood robes, but green, not really to my liking. However, the spacesuits are one of the most unique looking armors in the game. But just because it looks unique does not automatically makes it more stylish. I mean, just look at them. They look like Jackals, the Moon Monkey cosplayer group, not F tier for originality. The Enclave only has 2 armors in the game, and both of these are peak. First, we have the power armor. It looks absolutely menacing with its bulky shoulder braces, the yellow eyes, the whole black color of the armor. And how can we forget the iconic helmet design? Then we have the Tesla armor, which takes all that's cool about the power armor and adds some cool lights and spark effects to it. They don't lie when they say this armor makes you feel like the Enclave. S tier step aside Brotherhood. Mr. House is an interesting one. He doesn't have any humans commanding under him. All he has are the Securitrons, and the Securitrons don't really look that menacing. It's the faces of the Securitrons that give them their character. On their own, a Securitron looks pretty goofy. D tier. The Kings are meant to be the most stylish group in the Mojave, but other than their hairstyles, nothing really indicates that. Yeah, the jackets are a bit exposed on the top, but that's it. No unique colors, no unique patterns, nothing. Some of them don't even wear those jackets. They just wear plain white tank tops. I was gonna put them in the D tier, but just for the haircut, I'm gonna put them in C. Next we have the Westside Militia. Next we have the Van Graffs. I do like the boomer outfits. In theory, they should be just modified vault suits, but the jackets are what made them work. The jackets have various details like flags, medals, and badges which give them a unique look. And the hats are just as decorated as the jackets and also look pretty neat. A. Tier. Freeside and the Strip might be a faction, but they don't have a particular style. The amount of different styles of clothing that clash together is just too much to give a definitive rating to any of them. So I am just going to put them in A, but keep in mind it's kinda impossible to put that many clashing styles in one tier list. And with that, I end this video. This was a long one. If you stuck around for this long, then please let me know your takes. As always, thank you for watching and see ya.